Well, we've got a lot going on with this market. Let's get into these oil service sectors now. Obviously, oil is down again this morning, but we've had some good news on the oil sector. They've actually done really well. They had a really strong day on Friday, pushing up. And let's talk about the OIH.
Well, the oil group looked really good on Friday, and in this down open, that's something I'm going to watch with my traders because this ETF is holding higher, and there are some leaders in that group to watch. So if you take a look at the OIHs, you'll see some of the entries here. All right, this was the descending trend line that was put in way back in March, came all the way down. We broke above it, I would say, about 2 weeks ago, and we're hovering above it. So right now, traders are trying to accumulate above this trend line, and if the OIHs can get above 154, we should see some continuation here. If the market does, hold its bearings and we see some of these headlines go away, this is a group that I think you could buy that ETF and then look for some of the key stocks in that group to break to new highs.
We've seen a lot of action in the energy group. We had ConocoPhillips. They're downsizing. We've also had a lot of asset buying going on. Now, Halliburton came out. They said their rig count was up, but it's still down from where it was a year ago. So let's talk about Halliburton.
Halliburton has been a leader. It has great technicals. It's been above all the moving averages. If you take a look here, you will see that Halliburton has been one of the chosen ones. Halliburton came off that low real quick. So if you look right here, the last time that it triggered was right around, I would say, 46, 47. Made new highs. Now it's getting tight again. So what traders will look for is momentum. Can this break above this 54 area to make new highs again? So this is a trade for cash flow on the radar as well as a good investment for those looking for stocks in this group to make new highs.
We've also got Baker Hughes again. Rig counts up, but they're still not where they were a year ago. So what do you think about Baker Hughes?
I like this chart pattern. I looked at it before I came in here. It's really tight. This is coming up into, look how long this space has been going on. This means institutions have been buying this since, 2011, going across, and it's gone nowhere. So if we could break above this level with some heavy volume, traders should enter, and I think investors could enter, and that's around 76 for a move to new highs. Technically, this one looks good.
What about Occidental? Now, this one has managed, again, to be pretty solid, but that oil is coming down, and that makes me a little nervous.
Oxy used to be a great trader. I haven't been looking at it that closely. It did have a nice spike up back in April, came back into the base. Again, very long time, 6-7 months in the same tight pattern. That means accumulation is going on. If this trade starts to trigger, you're going to see it go above 106, 107. This is a nice little wedge pattern that gives you your entry. So this would be entry one around 106, and then if it finally clears 108, you could enter for even a move that could start to intensify.
Scott, do we need to forget about the price of crude and just focus on these stocks and their charts alone?
Well, sometimes psychology plays a role. Like if all of a sudden oil is above 100, 110, everyone thinks that all these stocks and all these companies will be making so much money. But usually there's a sweet spot versus the price of crude and then their cost structure. So sometimes, sitting around 96 might be better than 110. And even at just say 88, that their profit margins are going to be different. So from the fundamental side, a lot of people don't understand it. So that's why I don't understand it that well myself. I'll look at the technicals. I'll see the stocks trading above the moving averages that have the best patterns because typically the chart has the people behind it and everyone looks at fundamentals a little differently.
All right, so we got our cards on that oil service sector, but are we going to roll the dice on those casinos? But we're going to go to a commercial. When we come back, we'll talk about that.